Yeah, it's 9 goals scored in the group stages of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And yesterday, Cote d'Ivoire didn't even wait to receive the news or to wait to get the news that the Elephants will make it to the round of 16. They sacked the league, I said, in the meantime. So it is not clear who is going to be in the dugout for the Elephants in their wow, almost nearly impossible mission in the round of 16. On that, we welcome you to yesterday at the AFCON. And of course, today we'll be looking at matches that went down, the last group matches that went down yesterday. We thought it was not going to happen. 3 draws in 4 matches, goalless draws. We thought we were not going to see barren draws in this competition, but on the last day, we got 3 out of 4. James Agberebi and Kyle Ogundare, they are here, and as usual, we'll be looking at the games together. Guys, you're welcome to the show, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Femi. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, good morning, Femi.
Okay, all right. Okay. Let's look at Kadi. Let's look at Namibia. Historic. They've made history in this competition. First, the victory over Tunisia, and again yesterday, goalless draw with Mali. Though that game, Mali could have won, but eventually Namibia held on, and very historic for them. This competition continues to show, like you said yesterday, is AFCON like no other, and it is living up to that billing.
Femi, like I said, and it bears repeating that not one team, probably except the host, Ivory Coast, not one team was disgraced in this competition, especially the so-called smaller teams. None of them were disgraced. They all came and acquitted themselves creditably. You saw what even Namibia did in their group. You saw what Tanzania did in their group. These were teams that ordinarily, you look at Mauritania, they're in the round of 16. These are teams that ordinarily you would think they are just there to make up the numbers. So for me, while I maintain for me that there are minnows in African football, I will keep saying it. There are big boys and there are minnows. Yes, one competition does not erase that fact. But I would also concede that these guys have tried to narrow the gap between them and the so-called big boys. Now they play without fear. Now they play with a technical sense. They don't just do kick and follow. It is showing in their game that they are fast catching up with advances in the game in other parts of the world. So I think all in all, African football is a winner. Yeah, because the standard of this competition has been very, very high for me. I've seen practically every game in the group stage, and I can tell you that of course there are still some teams that need to catch up, but the standards have been extremely very, very high.
Okay, Kade, before I let you go, how much credit will you go to Coach Colin Benjamin, the coach of Namibia, homeboy? And will you still say that Tunisia, because you said there are still big boys, will you say Tunisia are still big boys? They were saying to me yesterday. So will you say that they are big boys in African football?
The thing about Tunisia is, of all the Northern African teams, they have been the ones that have underperformed the most. They have been the ones that have underperformed the most. So you begin to so it's not about this competition alone, Femi. Even last edition, when they managed that surprise win over Nigeria in the round of 16, they barely scraped through the group, and their major highlight was the victory over Nigeria at the last AFCON. So I'm not surprised they couldn't make it out of the group this time. But Femi, it's kind of weird that they were in a group with these teams and they couldn't make it out of that. So that's a surprise for me.
Okay. All right. James, let's talk about South Africa, Tunisia. Tunisia sent home. I'm even shocked how they are rated the third best team in Africa coming into this competition. I'm really surprised, and I think FIFA should have some explanations to do. But let's look at it. It was a tense game. The South Africans knew that they had to avoid the defeat, and they did. But the 3 games, I would say the three games, except the Morocco and versus Zambia, the other 3 games didn't live up to expectation yesterday, in my own estimation.
Well, Femi, I think you got the nature of the game. I know that you were expecting an explosive, an explosive encounter, but it was one
Certainly.
game that a team like South Africa, they didn't need to go all gung ho. They knew what they wanted and they got a draw. And luckily for them, so also the other game too, it ended in a way that it's also favored them. It was Tunisia who needed the win, but South Africa held on and they got what they wanted and they progressed. So it's a good one for them. Luckily for them, they were able to bounce back into the competition with that win against Namibia, which really helped them in terms of also goals scored. So that came to play and they did what they had to do. They were lucky because the Tunisian had a very good chance in the late minutes of the game, but
A header. That header should have been in the net.
the net, I was surprised. The ball, the net, I don't know. It wasn't a good one for the Tunisians, and it just goes to show that they still have a lot to do, especially when it comes to the AFCON. They find they were former champions, but that was way back to 2004, and you hardly see them in the final. They just come around and just off and puff and off the go. So it doesn't speak well for them. But like I said, luckily for South Africa, they played against a team that they were able to take advantage of, which is Namibia, which helped them to bounce back. Needed a draw and they got it. So let's see how they go from here.
Okay, Kayode, Tanzania, DR Congo also ended in a draw, and Tanzania go home while DR Congo progressed to face Egypt. How would you describe Congo's journey so far in this competition?
I think the Congolese have done just the barest minimum. They have not exerted themselves. I like the way they have stepped up a gear when they needed to, and then when they felt all we need against this team is a draw, let's just hold on, get our draw, and move on to the competition. I still believe that we have not seen the best of this Congolese team. I believe they have much more in stock. And then whatever it is everybody has, you are going to the round of 16, you have to show it. You have to show it. There no hiding place for anybody. There's nothing like, okay, if I get a draw here, I'm going to get a win in the next game. From here out, your mistakes will find you out. Whatever it is you are not able to do in the group stage, it's not possible for you to do it from here. But I think I was impressed with the way the Congolese played. And if you look at the teams in their group, they did creditably well against those teams. I mean, you look at the game against Morocco. They needed to get a result against Morocco, and they went out there and got the result.
Yes.
They needed to get a result against Zambia. They went out and got a result. And when they felt that this game, all they need is a draw, they went and they got it. Fine, they have not been flying very, very high all through this competition, but they have done what is required, what they need to do. And for me, that's it. You have this sense that they are reserving their power, their firepower, their energy for the knockout stages, and they have gotten to that stage now. We wait to see what stuff they are made of.
Okay, all right. James, the final game of the night, Morocco versus Zambia. Would you say Zambia disappointed expectation? For me personally, that is my own standpoint because there was this false hope that what's his name, Avram Grant and his boys actually gave us, but we were expecting or we're tipping them to likely be one of the surprise team of this competition, or even in that group. But they failed to do that, and they in a game that maybe a draw would have helped them, maybe with a little hope. They failed to get their own, and of course, 1-0 victory, they're back home.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but that's the way it is, and it now extends their winless run at the AFCON. The last time they won a game at the AFCON was 2012 when they won. Since then,
when they won, yeah.
Since then they've been either lose or draw. I think it extended now to the 12 games now. So it's sad that they couldn't at least sneak out a draw. A draw would have been enough for them, to pull through. But They fell by they fell by one goal result. And even the attack too. I think this is what we've been saying, that if you don't create enough chances, they're a game that will find you out. Their first two games, they just scored 2 goals, and they hardly create chances. So I think they just contain teams, and that's it. And now they came up against a very sound, well organized Moroccan side who immediately, because I think their previous games they always come back. That's Zambians, but this time around they couldn't do it against Morocco. Morocco held on, and when a team fails to always create chances, that game will come where that opportunity will not even come at all, and that was what Morocco did today. And it's unfortunate that even a draw, they just couldn't even make a draw. So better luck next time for them, and let's see how it goes for them. Whether they will keep Grant or they will want to try a new hand, we'll wait and see.
Okay, of course, I suppose they will keep him because their 2026 World Cup qualifier has started on a bright note for them. And of course, they also extended their those very poor run against North African teams at the AFCON. Yes, they made it 5 defeats. No, 7 defeats, I should say. 7 defeats and 5 draws. Now let's talk about Cote d'Ivoire. I saw your post again on social media. You were saying that there was this huge roar at the stadium when the Iberians at the stadium learned that they will be in the round of 16. You were saying it's just a matter of time before they get bottled up because they have a date with Senegal, the African champ. How are they going to even do it?
Mm-hmm. I guess it would have been better for them to just been eliminated at the group stage. Although football could be very, very funny, Femi. Joking aside, football could be very funny. They could just find their mojo and against all expectations defeat Senegal. Stranger things have happened. We cannot rule that out. But I just have this feeling. I think I just have this feeling that that Senegalese team has much more quality than what Ivory Coast can stop, because that Ivorian team is so damaged for me that I don't even see any redeeming feature of the team. I'm not going to deceive you. So ultimately we wait to see whether they would have preferred to be eliminated at the group stage, or they preferred to have one last shot at when the game between Zambia and Morocco was going on. Of course, before the game, I learned Didier Drogba had already advised Ivorians to go to the stadium to go cheer Morocco to victory, because he knows that a victory for Morocco will mean Zambia getting out and Ivory Coast entering through the backyard. So the crowd at the stadium were all supporting Morocco. There were some of them holding the Moroccan flag. There were some, as a matter of fact, I saw a post that said some of them were actually singing the Moroccan
emergency supporters.
Yeah, they became emergency. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's what played out. So when Zambia considered that goal, when Morocco scored, there was this huge uproar around the stadium because they feel if the game ends this way, they have it. They have a chance. And after the game, I saw videos of Ivorians dancing in the street, congratulating each other that they have one more shot. They are not going home yet. So let's wait and see whether it's a celebration that is too early or that is deserved.
Okay, I also failed to reference. I can't really say it's qualification through the back door.
Yeah,
but let's see. we saw Samuel Eto'o, coaching from the executive stand at the stadium in the game against the Gambia. So we can't say if Drogba would be the one to do that now and maybe help Cote d'Ivoire with a win over Senegal. James, I was saying that I want to hear your thoughts as we wrap up now on the general outlook of this competition in the first group, the first round. The first phase is gone now. We are now in the round of 16. But what's the general outlook? The officiating, the supportership, even the standard of the hosting.
Yeah, top notch. Like I said before, this is one of the I don't know whether I should call it the best AFCON I've witnessed. I mean, it has been top notch. The quality of football has been there. The officiating You know, a lot of people just have this impression that when it comes to the VAR, usage of the VAR, maybe there will be issues. But for me, all the decisions have been spot on. Everything that they've, anything that brought VAR into a particular issue, you've seen the reason why they were involved, and it has been splendid. I mean, and so it goes to show that we are making progress in terms of the AFCON. The Asian Games is also going on. Well, for me, it's like most of
The
the
whole world is
attention
focused on the AFCON. Yeah.
was on AFCON. The drama is just funny. Look at the way the hosts qualified. That's why the fact that it was almost doom and gloom for them. They qualified. We had the Salah who we are not sure whether it's going to come back or not. It's still roving around. Onana drama too is also there. So it's action
Osimhen
packed.
struggling and all that.
So it's not only on the pitch. There are so many situations going on. Look at the jubilation of the host yesterday. So everything is funny. It's excitement, you know. So I hope that as we go into the next round now, I know that it's going to be a bit cagey now because you're not looking for 3 points now. You just what you can do that moment to see you through into the next round. You know, so it's not going to be as intense as the first stage, but I know that it's still going to be excitement, and then I will now see how the minus now. They will now have to prove to us that their performance on the group stage is no fluke. You know, because attention now will be on them. So it now depends on how they're. The last time we saw Madagascar, when they did it against Super Eagles, top their group, I think they got to the quarterfinals and they fell by the wayside. Last time it was Comoros, but this time around we had the likes of Equatorial Guinea, Namibia, Mauritania. You know, these are minus who initially you always see them in the preliminary stage of qualifier, but now they are mixing it with the big boys. You know, so a lot will be expected from them, and whatever happens, I think they've done themselves a whole world of good, and it's only good participant for African football.
Okay, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they began preparation for the round of 16. That remember they have a clash, a very it's a renewal of the old rivalry with the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. And yesterday, Pesero shot out journalists to begin his tactical session with the players. That will also continue today, Thursday, ahead of that game on Saturday. So tomorrow will be coming on to preview that game. It will be Angola versus Namibia, then Nigeria versus Cameroon on Saturday. Yeah. So those are the games that will be around the round of 16. Kayode Ogunlere and James Agberebi, thank you so much for it's been an awesome company with you all through the countdown now to the first phase of the AFCON. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Femi. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, Femi.
Also to our producer, always putting this together we appreciate you so much. Thank you for all the good work. And to our fans, you are the most important. Of course, we're here because of you, for your support, for your company, all through. We appreciate you so much. We do not take that very lightly. So tomorrow we will be coming up with a preview of as we begin the round of 16 matches at the 2023 AFCON. Until next time, I remain Oluwafemi Ashalu. Bye for now.